Getting your junk removal business to show up on Google is by far one of the most important things you could be doing. Making sure that you set up your Google My Business right the first time is going to go a long way. There are two different things that commonly happen when your Google My Business is not set up properly. One of the most common things that happens with Google My Business when not set up the right way is you'll face a suspension at some point in time. You could think that your Google My Business is okay right now for the past few years, and then out of nowhere, they suspend your listing, you lose all your reviews, and you lose all your visibility and traction. The second most common thing is that the Google My Business listing does not rank well because of the way you set it up. So in this video, we're going to go through everything that you need to know to set it up the right way and the mistakes that people make when setting up these Google My Business listings. So let's get started. So in order to get started, the first thing you want to do is make sure that you're signed into the correct Gmail account that is going to be managing this business. You could typically see that on the far right corner of your browser, and then you're going to head over to business.google.com, and this is where you're going to be prompted with a screen that looks like this, where it says find and manage your business, and then you're going to start typing in the new name of your business. When we're talking about setting up a new business, picking the name is one of the most important things. So think of this in a couple of different ways. You want a name that uses keywords not only for Google to see that you're a junk removal business, but also for people to understand that you're a junk removal business. So we're writing for Google and we're writing for people. Now, when you go to choose a name, you want to make sure that you don't choose a name that Google considers as spam. I'm going to give you some examples of bad names and good names and reasons why they're good and bad. A bad name would be Junk Removal Riverside, California. In Google's eyes, that is considered spam and you're playing with fire. Yes, it is a good keyword-rich name that will probably outrank everyone in Riverside because of the name. But how long can you keep that up before Google suspends the business and sees that it's not a real business? Unless you can prove to Google that you have a business license and a registered business with the state under that specific name. But even then, I've seen people really struggle to get their listing back when they utilize these specific strategies. Another way that this could go is you choose a bad business name because you don't use any keywords. I'll give you some examples. If I were to start a business and name it Mario's Enterprises LLC, that name holds no weight in keywords. The meaning it doesn't use the words junk removal, junk hauling, junk haulers, none of those keywords. People don't understand that I even offer the service of junk removal. So Google might not penalize you, but people might penalize you when they see your name stacked up against other junk removal companies. What'll happen is if you go to Google and type in junk removal and then your city, and you're greeted with 3 different business listings, and one of them being Junk King, another one maybe being like Larry's Junk Removal, and then you see Mario's Enterprises, you might be tempted to click on the other 2 versus me because my name holds no weight. And it just looks confusing. We want to choose a name that utilizes brand and the words junk removal or junk hauling, and sometimes you can get away with location if you utilize it in a way that people recognize, maybe like a area code or a specific phrase that has to do something with your city. But just be really careful that you don't get too spammy with these because Google can suspend you. So now that you know a little bit about the naming process, the next portion of this is going to be how to set up the rest of the business. We're going to be talking about hours of operation, description, location settings. These are the most important ones. And so that's what we're going to be covering in the rest of this video, as well as the verification process, because they keep changing it and now it's being forced to make you make a video. But even the videos sometimes get rejected because there are actually things that they want you to display in there and things that they don't want you to display in there. So we have to be really careful with all these things. And we're going to go through that entire process and talk about what it is that they expect so that you can get this Google My Business listing verified as quickly as possible. So for this specific example, I'm going to utilize the name Mario's Junk Removal PDX. And since there's no Junk Removals PDX, Mario's Junk Removal PDX in my city, it's going to prompt me to create a business with this name. That's what we're going to choose. At this point, it'll ask me, is this the right name? And then it'll ask me what category I want to be in. Typically in the past, there used to be no junk removal category. As of like 6 months ago, they've added the category to Google My Business, and I would choose that category now, because before you either had to be listed as waste management services or garbage collection. So if this category is available in your city, choose that one as your primary service category and then click next. Now, this is the location setting that we want to talk about, and this one is really important, okay? If you have this wrong right now, do not go and fix it because you're already playing with fire by changing it. Anytime you make changes to Google, whether it's phone number, location, hours of operation, these core settings, what'll happen is your business listing will go into review and it could potentially be suspended just because of this one change that you make. So location is a huge one. It's like 90% of the Google My Businesses that get suspended are because of location. And this is what they expect you to do. Okay, so if we're a service-based business, which junk removal is, right? We go to people's houses to deliver the service. Now we're service-based businesses, meaning that we should hide our address on Google. Now the problem when we do this is that we're competing against franchises like Junk King and 1-800-GOT-JUNK and Call It Chunks, and these companies have business offices and they are allowed to have a location that displays on the map with a little red tack like that you see right here, this little red pin. No matter what Google says, these businesses have an advantage because they display an address. They will always rank better than businesses that are considered service area businesses. The franchises know this, and that's why they always set up a location that is physical. The only way that you can get away with this is if you can do the same thing. If you can rent an office space that is commercial space, then you can display an address. Otherwise, if you're utilizing your home address or somebody's address that's a relative, do not do this, because what will happen is you might get away with it for now, but 6 months down the road, I've had guys 6 years down the road get suspended for this specific issue. So don't let that be you. If you've already accidentally done that, don't go and change it now. Just write it out, and if you ever do get suspended, you'll know this is the reason, and all you have to do then at that point is go in and change your location settings to service area and then submit an appeal. This is one of the most important ones. Make sure that you get this right. Make sure that if you have a business address, utilize it and you can actually display the address. If not, hide the address and make it service area. So for this example, we're gonna use a service area and I'm gonna show you how to set that up. So we're gonna say that no, we don't have an office. No, people can't come and visit us. And so then it'll ask us, where do you serve your customers? And my main city is Portland. So I'm gonna start typing in Portland. I'm gonna start typing in the surrounding cities that we service. And I'm only gonna type in a few. I would fill this out much more in detail. Then it'll ask us, do you have a phone number and do you have a website? Make sure that you utilize a phone number that you're gonna use for this business for a very long time. Make sure that you utilize a phone number that is not associated with any other businesses online. I have a lot of you guys that, you have a demolition company, you have a junk removal company, and you have dumpster rental companies, and you're trying to utilize the same phone number for all three listings, you're gonna get suspended. So make sure that that's the number one thing you don't do. When it comes to websites, it's always best to have a website when setting this up. If you don't have a website set up, do not go in here and add your Facebook profile. Don't go and add your Instagram profile or some other weird profile that is not an actual website that you made for this business. That will be grounds for suspension as well. If you need help creating a website, you can always contact me at 503-914-7250 or head over to junkremovalmoney.com. We would be happy to help you. So for this example, I'm just gonna throw in a random phone number here. This is just for, demonstration purposes anyways. And for the website, I will use this random website. This setting right here basically will let the app notify you if you have any messages through Google My Business, whether they're notifications from Google themselves or notifications from clients leaving reviews and that sort of stuff. So I'm just gonna hit no for now. That's totally up to you if you wanna have that setting on or off. At this point, it's gonna ask you to verify your address. And this is what ends up happening. Once you start putting in your address information, it used to send you a postcard to your house, and now it actually prompts you to start a video on your phone to actually show them your physical location. One thing to note here, you can never use a PO box because when they prompt you to do the video and you show them that you're outside of the post office, it's done. You're not gonna be able to like move forward with it. It'll automatically become suspended and you won't be able to get it back. So don't ever use PO boxes. Don't use virtual addresses unless you have the rights to use a co-working space where you can go in for a day and film this video and set up an office and do all that stuff. Then all you can do is use your house or commercial space. I'm gonna go through the process of explaining to you how this works, but what'll happen at this point is it'll say, get your phone out, and we're gonna send you a prompt to verify this business with a video on your phone. I have a list of do's and don'ts that you should be looking out for when verifying the business through video. So on my list of things that you have to include in this video are, you have to show your office inside your home. You know, set up an office, set up a computer, set up any promotional materials that you may have displaying the brand. So if you have business cards, if you have flyers, show those in your office. If you have any sort of like things from the state, like business licenses, you can show those as well. The other thing is they're gonna make you walk outside and show your address. So show the numbers of the house or show the numbers of the building. It'd be nice for you to show them like the cross street if it's close enough for you to walk to. And then the other thing they want to show them is your branded vehicle. Show them the vehicle that you use for work, and then they're going to ask you to turn on the vehicle to prove that it's yours. Things that you want to avoid that they don't really tell you is you want to make sure that the video doesn't exceed 5 minutes and it's not under 30 seconds. So make sure that you follow those rules. Make sure that when you go outside and you go to video the surrounding area, that you do not show anybody's face. So if you accidentally catch your kid's face or your wife's face or a neighbor walking down the street, Google will not allow that video to be proof of verification. So they'll automatically deny it. The other thing that they don't want to see are any sensitive documents. So if you're showing them your office and then you show them tax papers, or bank account information, an automatic disqualification. And this is something they don't really tell you, but these are the things you want to look out for. If you do these things, you will have a GMB that is verified, and this is what's going to propel your business to start getting work from Google. If I missed anything, or you have any questions or concerns about anything, please leave me a comment down below. I try to respond to everybody. If you want one-on-one help, you can contact me at 503-914-7250. Call me, text me, or visit junkremovalmoney.com. I'd be happy to help you with your journey to creating a junk removal business. And thanks a lot for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.